First thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be concealing and highlighting the high points of my face, and I'm really going to chisel everything out. You don't have to do, this part's optional, kind of, but I want to give myself like a really strong like cheekbones, really strong jawline, which I don't really have, so I like to paint it on. Okay, and using a random kabuki brush I got off Wish, you're just going to buff and blend it into your skin. That is the upper layer, the epidermis, if you will. Now going in with a foundation stick by Mehron. It is, I don't know what color it is, I forgot, but it's significantly darker than my skin tone. So what you're going to do is you're going to chisel out your cheekbones. You're going to put in you're basically putting in new bones. I'm adding in shadows to where I want the rest of my head to recede, because a wolf, as you know, has a very elongated face. So we want to make the illusion that our face is a lot longer than it really is. And you're probably like, what the hell are you doing? I am gonna make sure I'm kind of already like contouring everything. Everything's gonna be just a bit messy, just a smidge, like we did earlier. Buff and blend that out. It's okay if we look messy because we're doing a base coat basically. By laying down this solid foundation color as contour, you'll be able to do everything else a lot easier. Now we are re-highlighting our T-zone because it got drowned out a little bit. I'm using a color that's a little extra brighter as well. Using that same brush from earlier without any more product on it, we're going to rebuff everything, making sure that there's no too harsh lines, because you don't want things to look too rough, pun intended. Don't forget to highlight your collarbone and the rest of your body. Ew. Girl, look how ignoring you look. Now that you look like you've been in the sun for too long, Mehron, once again, this is the eye and cheek powder palette. Now using a mixture of a light brown and a dark brown, I am going to start contouring my cheekbones, the corners of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, underneath my jaw, and underneath my collarbone. Did you get all that? Good, because I am repeating it. And I put some powder. This isn't makeup, this wasn't cream, this was just powder, that same color, right there at the nostrils, to create that nose. Now using a brush I found at Walmart, I'm going to go in and I'm going to go ahead and start creating my eye shape. Now this part is going to look a little messy, don't worry, everything always does before it turns out nice. As you can see, I'm starting right above my crease and I'm taking it all the way down into the bridge of my nose, and I'm going to do that for both eyes. Using that same brown, I'm going to go underneath the eye and I'm going to create kind of like a cat eye, kind of like a dog eye shape, leaving space in between where you started and the inner corner of your eye. Leave that space open so that it can make your eyes look bigger.
Isn't that crazy?
Using a darker brown, I'm going to further intensify the lines we just made, making everything darker, more ferocious. Brrr. That's a cat. This is me realizing the eyes aren't even, but I'm okay with it. Okay, don't forget about your body underneath your collarbone, and yes, I contour my neck. Why? Because I want to be a skinny legend, like Mariah Carey. Okay. ASMR. Ooh. Fizzle, 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 fizzle. Now, using Mehron Paradise Face Paint in color dark brown, using a fan brush. Trust me, you want to use a fan brush. It'll make your life so much easier. I'm just going to be making fur-like texture. Oh. And it's going to be basically fur. We're doing fur. Flick out in the direction you want the hairs to kind of go. Make sure it follows your face structure. And make sure you're consistent. That's what matters. Next thing I'm going to do is my body. I'm going to start from the back and I'm going to pull forward. And this is why you want to use a fan brush, because it allows you to do the work a lot quicker. Makes hair strands faster. Right now I am pulling from my collarbone towards above it to make it seem like the hair is coming out of it. And that there's hair coming out of my armpit. Oh my god. Ew. Okay. I make the ugliest faces when I'm doing this. We're also going to add fur to our hands. Mixing white and brown together to create a very light, very, very, very light brown. We're going to be adding highlights to everywhere we put fur. This is going to give it dimension. Using a mixture of mostly black and a little bit of brown to create a dark brown, I'm going to go in adding all the shadows. This is going to really give it that dimension. It's going to make it seem like the hair is a lot more fuller than it really is, and you don't have to do as much work. Don't forget your hands. Using one of these little throwaway eyebrow brushes thingies, I'm going to dip it into the brown and I'm going to fill in my brows, making sure they're very thick. Using one of these little stipple sponges, I'm going to be mixing yellow and brown, and I'm going to be putting it everywhere where there is no hair. It's going to make it look like there is fur in the places where we didn't physically draw in the strokes. Using a small detail brush, I'm going to be adding in little strokes of fur in my eye area using the light brown, the dark brown, and the medium brown that we used on our bodies. Remember, follow the strokes in the direction that we drew our eye shape in. We're also going to add some hair-like strokes onto the bridge of our nose and coming out of our little nostril area. So, off camera, I put some black on my lips and on my nose, and I made a little line connecting them to make it look more dog-like. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to line our eyes with a yellow.
Well, that is it. I can't really talk well in these, but I have this little thing, so they were cute. I literally just bought a random t-shirt from like Goodwill and Toe It Up. It was like $4. And I made these nails. Now they're all covered in blood. And I decided to have blood because it's spooky time. When isn't there blood? I had lots of fun making this video, so I hope y'all had fun watching it. And yeah, I hope somebody tries it. Probably not. No one's gonna try it. I mean, like 3 people watch the channel, so it's okay. Okay, well this is the long outro, but